The Power Fist is bad. It has no hit feedback and has really terrible registration for hits, which is a dang shame because the animations are so good. I agree. So I seen a couple posts kind of talking about the Power Fist and seeing the state that it's in since it has been nerfed. It was quite a bit ago we got a Power Fist nerf, but now that it had time to settle, I'm actually kind of interested to see where this weapon stands at the moment. So I found a couple posts that are kind of breaking down exactly what they think about Power Fist, and they were all made pretty recently, like within the last couple days. Power Fist fix made it a non-option, slower than the Thunderhammer, but with light attacks the same damage as a chainsword, and now heavy hits only take half a bar of health. This weapon needs to go to the gym, or at least let people unlock the first fist, then the hammer. It doesn't make sense that an endgame assault unlock is this bad. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. Now, this person does mention that this is for PvP. Yeah, and I think in PvP at the moment, it definitely has a rough spot. It really is just not fast enough, or doesn't like enough damage. It kind of is like in the middle, and it's not really great. Yeah, it needs to go to the gym. Okay. Slower than a Thunderhammer. Like, that's crazy, man. It is pretty slow. I guess they're talking about basic attacks. I would say they're, like, similar, right? But they just don't do enough damage. And since they're... Exactly, yeah. Since it's already slow and then it only does the same damage as a chainsword, that's kind of rough. I would just make the Power Fist basic attacks a little faster or something. I like using the Power Fist. Everyone seems to dog on it, and I don't even know if it's statistically the best weapon, but I think it's fun to use. Okay, well here we have somebody who likes the Power Fist. Alright, here we go. Power Fist. Simplest buff/fix ever. There's mathematically nothing wrong with the Power Fist damage. No buffs are needed there. However, it does fail in the why test. Why use Power Fist at all when everything else is better? My friends, I have a solution. Ultimately, the Power Fist lacks identity. It does not have a role to fill, no niche. Yes, you can power it up for insane damage, but in reality, most enemies fight back. You can solve this problem by giving the weapon a little spice, something extra that won't break the game. We can make Power Fist useful by giving it a 3-meter lunge on all attacks. Ooh. That would be interesting, or at least a 1 to 3 meter lunge. I guess. I mean, why not really? But like, See, I guess if that's the only thing we were to do, it's not bad, you know? It's something. I still think it fails the Y test there, though. Because for the most part, people who use the Power Fist, it's the Bulwark and the Assault. I mean, a Bulwark with a lunge attack is kind of in the game already with the Power Sword. Alright, let's keep reading. That would make the Power Fist a mobility weapon since its AoE is virtually non-existent. In past adventures, I have wielded a weapon like this, and it was glorious. What do you guys think? What are your ideas? I mean, I'm going to ask the same question to you guys. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the Power Fist. But, frankly, I don't think a lunge would be enough. Like, I genuinely believe the Power Fist needs a buff in basic attack damage or basic attack speed, even if it's just by a fraction. I think that would be fine. Interesting though, interesting. Okay, let's see what people are saying about this. I like using it because it looks cool, and I love the execution animations where you lift up and rip the Tyranids apart, but also the one-punch execution on Rubric Marines. Yeah, I agree. Power Fist is definitely fun. Like, I've used it recently, and I had a great time with it. But it does feel lacking compared to the Hammer and Power Sword, but I don't know, maybe I just need more practice with it. Also looks great on Assault, but goofy on Bulwark, just my opinion. Whoa! I think it looks great on Bulwark. Just not as cool as a sword. It does look great on Assault, though, I'm not gonna lie. It does look pretty cool. The fact that you can just, like, jump up in the air, you have your pistol out, and then you also have the fist ready to go. I like it. But yeah, compared to I can't believe, like, the Hammer's getting some love. The Hammer's good, it's just, like, kind of slow, right? So it's it's definitely odd that the Power Fist is kind of, like, sharing, you know, the light with the Hammer a bit too much. I simply would just make the Power Fist a little bit faster. I can tell you the difference between the Thunderhammer and Fist. Fist, while charging, you can change to block stance without any frame lock, while Thunderhammer is powerful. There are a few combos that lock you into completing it. So if you do not want to be caught off guard, fist is good. But if you want to go bam, bam, hammer is good. Okay. So what did they say here? Fist while charging, you can change to block stance without any frame lock? Oh, well, that's interesting, I guess. Fist while charging, you change to block. Oh, you know what? That's actually pretty decent. It's not bad. So while you're charging, you can parry, I assume, as well. Okay, well, that's something, I guess. Weaker than a Thunderhammer, slower than the Chainsword, but has more aura than both combined. Okay. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? The Thunderhammer has some, you know, pretty extensive aura, I think. But okay. Noted. Yeah, it's bad. I leveled it to Relic and will never use it again. If they want it to have little to no AoE, then they must make it an unbeatable single target. Make it unblockable. Make it stagger everything upon hit. Make it have anything, because at the moment, I may as well be using a wet towel. Oh, geez. Another wet object to describe a melee weapon. Who wins, wet towel or wet noodle? Yeah, that's interesting. I like the idea of making it have easier staggers. Like, honestly, an easier stagger might be the only thing it needs, because then you don't even have to worry about, you know, how fast it is. I don't know. I think that's interesting. I think that's really interesting. And the way you would be able to, like, get combos, you know, chain combos together, that actually sounds pretty useful. I don't know about unblockable, but the stagger idea is interesting. But I think that goes to, you know, the basic attack damage and the way melee attacks stagger, that's kind of a conversation we had with every melee weapon. But yeah, I guess if anything, the Power Fist kind of needs something like that. The damage is awful, single target attacks are slow, and the reach is pathetic. It really needs completely redoing. Okay, so this guy just thinks it needs a complete rework. Okay, also he mentioned the reach, and we did see that comment earlier about the lunge attack, so I don't know, that's interesting. I like the reach idea. I do like the lunge attack idea. I would like the lunge attack idea if the lunge attack got a little bit of extra damage, but I just don't see something like that happening. Like, we need to keep it simple, you know? So for the most part, I think something like the stagger is a good idea. Just maybe even speeding it up a little bit, you know? Why not? Just imagine how much more fun the Power Fist would be if it was just a fraction faster. Just a little bit faster. Not even the charge attacks, just the basic attacks. You know what I mean? Get a good charge attack in and then finish them off with fast basics. That sounds really, really cool. The Power Fist damage is not awful. I tested it and it actually kills faster than any melee weapon, including the hammer. What? Alright, we're learning about the Power Fist today. What sucks about it is that it's too slow and the cleave area and range are bad. Charging it is not worth it in a swarm because you're completely vulnerable. But apparently you're not. Apparently if you're charging, you can just pull out the block whenever you want, so. Could be because it's designed to be a Matrix killer. It would be cool if it gave you some damage reduction as you charge the fist or something. Ooh, I like that idea. But like something like that would have to be a perk, right? I don't know. Regardless, I do like that idea. But also, it doesn't seem to be necessary because if you're charging, you can just pull out the block whenever you want. So, I don't know. That is definitely an interesting idea, though. What sucks is that the Power Fist is really fun to use. It has some of the best execution in the game, with my favorite being the one where you lift a warrior above your head and then rip it in half. That is pretty much the coolest execution. It really deserves to be king of single target damage. It was. It literally was. For whatever reason, they nerfed it. As it is now, though, it's much slower than the Chainsword, and does far less damage than the Thunderhammer. It has the worst of both worlds. It's still perfectly viable as the overwhelming majority of weapons in this game are, but it needs some love. Hey, here we go. Yeah, that's fair enough. Dude, that is a shame. It does have some really cool executions. Single target damage it used to be really good with. I don't know why they nerfed it. Probably because of the one-shots in PvP. That's a little crazy. But we have, like, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to say we have anything just as strong. We really don't. Meltas are pretty good. I mean, yeah, like, I guess they wanted the Power Fist charge attack to, you know, resemble, like, the Melta a little bit, where it's kind of like you need 2 hits to take them out. I don't know. It makes me want to run it in PvP just to try it out and see where it's at. But for now, just, let me know how you feel about the Power Fist. I definitely used it when it was first buffed with the one-shot charge attacks, and it was pretty crazy. A lot of times I would trade, but a lot of times if you just sit around a corner and just charge it and just boom, it's insane. It was very, very strong. So I can see why they nerfed it, to be honest, but the Power Fist is such a cool weapon. I just wish it had something more unique to its kit, So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any ideas about the Power Fist. I would definitely welcome a buff on it, but, we're going to have to wait and see on that.